What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Masters of the Universe review and breakdown. As always with classic properties, there will always be those furious about, well, anything. We still have people going on about She-Ra to this day. Much has been made of the characters and swap of the protagonist of this show. The show works as a direct sequel to the cartoons, which admittedly were just a tiny bit before my day, and I had to watch the reruns in secret as mother would not let me watch it, but I could play Doom. Hey, work that one out. Now, while it is a sequel, it is very, very well written and takes the spirit of the original and updates it with Kevin Smith's sheer talent for writing actual, real people. He takes possibly almost the biggest mistake, however, he could have done in sidelining He-Man / Prince Adam and making the protagonist Teela. It has a major problem here in that, well, you can criticize the show without delving into racism and sexism. Just like The Last Jedi, it bucks the trend in reinventing the wheel but making a square ultimately. While most episodes start with a flashback of Teela and He-Man, it's nice seeing that Chris Wood was in this, as he's just great as He-Man, and Mark Hamill does it once again with perfect voice acting as he is here voicing the iconic Skeletor. Now, the first episode was hype, but even I, as a casual fan, was taken aback when Skeletor and He-Man seemingly died or disappeared or whatever, as He-Man was tricked into stabbing the source of magic. The sword splits in two and the rivals are essentially dead, and that's it. Teela now knows the secret of Adam and is furious despite being made man-at-arms like her father, and leaves the court as her father is exiled for, in quotes, allowing Adam to die. This then leads to Eternia to be changed, well, for now, forever, until the plot is resolved in that magic is gone from the land with only a tiny little bit left. We meet Teela and Lieutenant Andra, who was introduced in the Star Comics Masters of the Universe series. They seemingly agents of fortune and working on behalf of others, but would soon take up the mission to find a cup, as Triclops and others at Snake Mountain have turned to Tech and praise Tech, which they would be hired to take that cup, and the cup does convert you. They've shunned magic, and to be honest, it would have been a lot more interesting seeing this new dynamic, but essentially what we get is a 5-episode fetch quest with wasted potential. But I'm still adamant that the characters and the dynamics and that are pretty good. It's not what I wanted. If I wanted this, they should have called it something else. I know they've called it Masters of the Universe and taken off He-Man, but it just doesn't feel like what anyone wanted. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you liked it, if you were happy to see Prince Adam and He-Man and Skeletor sidelined for 5 episodes. Now, the flashbacks do tie into each episode and shows Teela remembering her adventures with Adam / He-Man, and this one shows how she can get up to the top of Snake Mountain. The old lady, it turns out, is evil Lynn, who takes them to Grayskull, and Lynn and the sorcerers have linked up to fix magic, forming an uneasy alliance with the former foes. They must get both parts of the Sword of Power and reforge it, with one being in hell and one in heaven. We learn how Eternia is the focal point of magic in the universe, and here I have another problem. Now, this might be my problem, but I remember hearing about an invasion. I thought, wow, He-Man and Skeletor teaming up to repel invaders from beyond the stars. I am all about that. But again, all we got was Teela moping for 5 episodes. Now again, the writing is good, it's just not what I wanted. I'm not really sure if anyone else wanted that either. We then see them head to Duncan, the only man who can forge the sword, but he's too busy helping Orco survive without magic. But after a fight, the tech people are defeated and Roboto decides to help. I'm sorry if I butchered that name, I just cannot say that word. And this character was created by Man-at-Arms, and Mattel introduced the character towards the end of the original series. And as someone with a casual knowledge of the series, it's very, very new watcher friendly. Now, Duncan is disillusioned, of course, but we have the robot join the squad on their way to Subternia, which leads to them being captured by Merman. And I thought, wow, this flashback, boy, this is fun. I really, really like this. We've got the original cast, the original story, but with Kevin Smith writing it. And I'm a huge Kevin Smith fanboy. But, well, it was all cool up until Duncan saved the day. Love that. And then we cut back to the normal time. This flashback is the strongest, with Mark Hamill nailing Skeletor's demeanour, and the cheesy one-liners are just so much fun. Luckily, the day is saved once more, but while Duncan decides to decline to join them, and they head off to Subternia. And well, the writing of Evil Lynn I thought was really, really good. Lena Headey was superb, and writing of this evil character, it was literally in her damn name, to join this group of heroes in a kind of group up and taking down a common problem, I thought it was really nice. However, in the underworld, they soon become separated, with Lynn and Orco seeing a vision of Troller, as magic has left Eternia, and Teela fighting a fake He-Man while the others fight the dead. We then see a gigantic evil Skeletor, which leads to a final fight, as that half of the sword is retrieved and Orco sacrifices himself to save his friends. It was a very, very touching moment that raised the stakes for the rest of the show, which did not live up to it, as we see Prince Adam in the afterlife. He's in Preternia, but there's no way back, as the only way kind of in was Subternia, and he seems content living his life with the great heroes of old, and Mossman, who was earlier killed by Skeletor pretty damn savagely. It's a shame the rest of the show didn't live up to that really, really dark and gritty take on Masters of the Universe. The friction between Adam and Teela felt a bit long-winded. I didn't really care, but they resolve it all, and the sword is forged as Adam chooses to give up his reward for a heroic life, but he cannot return if he dies, which, hey, it does happen when he returns, uses the Sword of Power, and as He-Man uses it again to turbocharge the magic once more into the world. As well, yet, conveniently, inside the scepter was Skeletor all along. And I felt they did her dirty by having her join him, and Skeletor becomes the master of the universe, and that is that. Adam's dead. He-Man's dead. Wow. I can only imagine the frothing rage from huge fans of this franchise at this. Again, I have never been like majorly into it. I've watched it when it's on. I've watched it around friends' houses, and well, I quite like this, but I can't imagine why they've decided to do this. I enjoyed the show, except the removal of this, but the bulk of it was very weird, and the flashbacks for me were the best part. But there's a cliffhanger, so we'll have to see where this goes next. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Did you agree with the changes? Did you like them? I'd love to hear all of your views. But please do drop a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe with notifications on if you want more from us, and I'll see you soon, and goodbye.